Hello!
And welcome back to Everything Is with Eva and Lauren.
Yes, and this week, everything is girlhood?
Girlhood. Growing up, presenting, growing up in the early 2000s.
Yeah, growing
as
up
a girl.
as a girl.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It was a really interesting experience. So even before this
sure
episode
was.
started, we were talking about our ideas, and this one's a doozy, guys.
Yeah, prepare to hear about our embarrassing childhoods. Because, Eva and I have shame.
Yeah, we
but
have
not
shame.
a lot of it when it comes to radio.
No.
I've made a fool of myself.
Everyone can hear what I've done wrong. That's okay.
Yeah. I was between the ages of 5 to 10.
Yeah.
In this case.
Yes, literally.
So past 10, I don't want to talk about that.
Hey, that's okay. And, that's teenhood. Tween and teen. Yeah.
Tween and teen. Tween
Man,
was a
what an
killer.
era.
Oh
yeah.
my God. Yeah, no.
But yeah, basically, I was just telling Lauren that I, growing up, something that I'm doing now in adulthood is trying to decenter men, because I was just telling Lauren that even as a child, I would possibly completely switch myself up for boys.
I cannot understand that. And part of me wonders if it's because I have brothers.
Possibly. Because I grew up with only sisters.
Yeah.
So.
And my childhood hero growing up was Hermione Granger.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Literally, I was plotting about who the people who I thought were influential to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked Emma Watson more than I liked Hermione Granger. But Emma Watson was so important to me growing up.
I had to read the books before I watched the movies. So, both of them are very important to me. But Hermione
Granger
is different.
Yeah.
And was very, very important. And she was friends with guys. And I was always friends with a good mix of people. I can't imagine changing, especially as a kid, changing myself for a guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I felt I don't know. Even as a child, whenever I was around men, I felt the need to adapt to make them like me. So it was I was just, here's a shameful moment.
Yes.
So girls, as a young, so I'm a sensitive girl. I am. To this day, I cry. I don't want to say often, but crying is something that comes up semi-often. And when I was younger, I was very in tune with emotional stuff. And especially growing up as a girl in America in the early 2000s, it's oh, girls can't do this, girls can't do that. We only really started to get girls can throw, girls can do sports in 2010. Yeah. So it's we had that's up to second grade, bless you. That's up to second or third grade of being told that oh, girls are weaker, girls can't do this, girls can't do that.
Once I yelled at my brother for skipping because boys can't skip.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. It's we hear these narratives and then we're well, girls do this and boys do this. And that's different.
Yeah.
And so I had this conversation. I was sitting with my mom's best friend, her sons, because she had two sons. And we were all hanging out. They're around my age. One is 2 years younger than me. One is 2 years older than me. And there's this game where it's you're supposed to hit each other as hard as you can until one person breaks. It's until one person asks. It might be called mercy.
Oh,
it's you have to hit
mercy.
Yes, you have to hit each other as hard as you can until one person calls mercy. Well,
maybe
in that moment, I was what do boys like? Boys like mercy. I don't like hitting people. Girls don't hit people.
I hit people.
But I was do you know what girls do? Girls are mean with their words. So I told them, I was we can insult each other back and forth until one of us cracks. And I wanted to preface this by saying that I'm a sensitive girl, because if you know me, it's really hard for me to be mean to somebody. It's I don't know. It just the thoughts just don't come to my head. And I'm not very creative also. I lost that game fairly quickly and also had to stop myself from crying. And it was it was just such an embarrassing moment for me, because it was a moment where I was oh, I'm going to do this because they're boys and I like boy things too. So I'm going to play mercy, but with words, because girls don't hit each other. Girl,
Wow.
I'm like, so, and that memory, can I tell you, it's like etched into my brain, like tattooed in there. It's one of the most like shameful moments now that I'm realizing.
Wow.
Because it's like, why was I putting gender roles onto myself?
Well, you weren't consciously doing it. It's what you were taught.
That's true. But yeah, literally, I was one of those girls, and it didn't help that I like kind of, whenever I had a crush on a boy, it was like a really bad, I just have a really bad, I guess it might also be like the Serbian American in me, because like Serbian gender roles are still very, very prominent.
Yeah.
And so it's like literally growing up, especially like because I grew up in church and all that kind of stuff. So I really learned like what girls are supposed to do and what boys are supposed to do very clearly. Like it was drawn out, like this is what girls do and this is what boys do. And I still really suffer with that. But I think that was maybe one of the reasons why I never like rejected femininity.
Yeah.
Because it was something that was like, it always, like from a young age, it was like something that I really liked. It was like, pink has always been my favorite color for the most part. I think at one point maybe I liked blue, but like that was like a really long time ago. Honestly, and I was like the type to grow up with princess dresses, heels. I had a pair of red heels growing up. Like, you know, like tiny little kitten heels. But I felt so like fancy. I had a pair of red heels and a pair of black heels, and I would wear those all the time.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't even know, because I feel like I've always liked pretty feminine things. But like my mom isn't a very like girly person. And like she always had a bunch of guy friends, and she had 2 brothers when she was growing up, and is not a very girly person, which, you know, good for her.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't really taught to be very like girly and stuff like that, which I like being very feminine.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. And I don't know, like I still had like princess dresses. But I remember one year for Halloween, I went as a Roman emperor.
That is so awesome. Literally, that's so awesome.
And yeah, like I don't know. I think I was raised fairly gender neutrally, or like my parents really tried. My other family,
yeah,
because like I loved playing with dolls. I had so many Monster High dolls.
Oh my gosh, Monster High and Barbie. I love dolls.
Yes. But then like I made a point to like also really like Nerf guns, which to be fair is fully me.
Yeah.
I love Nerf guns, and it made me really mad growing up because like my brother would always get Nerf guns. I want Nerf guns.
Did you get Nerf Rebel?
Yeah, I got one and I hated it.
I got the Archer bow. Like the Archer bow. So I loved Katniss Everdeen as well.
Oh yes, of
and
course.
so I was like, I'm just like Katniss Everdeen. Yes. But the thing that they don't tell you about Nerf Rebel bows is that
the crossbow.
No, it's like a
the
bow.
bow. Oh,
yes. You lose every fight so fast.
Yeah.
You want to know why? You have to load up a new Nerf thing every single time. You have like
it's a gun versus a bow and arrow.
Exactly, and the guns are always like they're loaded with like 10 to 15 ammos. It's like you miss your first shot, that's fine. You have 14 more. You miss your first arrow shot, you got to take like at least 4 seconds to put another Nerf dart in there.
My brother and I have a like pretty much machine gun Nerf gun. It has like a full what's it called, like
the cassette or whatever it's called,
magazine,
yes,
like it's like a circle, and it has like 5 rows of like 10, and they're discs. They're not darts. It's
gosh.
And you just and you
let your freak flag fly.
It's so fun. I was so pissed when I got the Nerf Rebel though, because like I'm like, guys, like what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
You're like, I actually just want the regular one too, please.
Yeah. I also hated purple growing up.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of pink. I was okay with pink. I hated purple. And that one's purple.
Yeah. Nerf Rebel is always purple. It's like mostly purple with a little bit of pink.
Or like white with like
white.
Purple. And I'm like, why is it purple? I want the blue and the orange. Do I think the orange is fugly? Yes. I want the normal one.
Yeah, literally. It's like the blue and the orange is fugly.
Yes.
That's why
But I want that one. I want it to be fugly.
Yeah, I get that. Honestly, that's one way where like I think that like really Nerf was enforcing gender roles. It's
Yeah.
like, Nerf Rebel is for girls, and also Nerf Rebel, like they created that like late into our childhoods. Like it was like I was like at least 9 or 10 when I remember Nerf Rebel first coming out.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey guys, girls have been playing with Nerf guns for ages. It's like, I
Hey
understand.
guys, I'm a better shot than most of my guy friends. I sniped a guy in his ankle on purpose. I was like 12.
You're like what is that guy that gets oh my god, it's the heel, Achilles heel.
Yeah.
You're like you know what I mean? It's like because he only died because he got shot in his heel.
No, he got slashed.
Oh, he got slashed in his heel. But then it's like that's what I mean. Like you had to find such a weak spot to get them. Like,
we were playing tag outside. Bam.
Literally. Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Products like that, it makes me like I have really conflicting feelings because at the same time I'm like I'm glad that they were like we want more girls to buy Nerf guns. Like we want Nerf guns to also be a girl thing. But also at the same time it like kind of created more of a divide.
It wasn't Nerf guns.
Yeah.
It was Nerf Rebel. It was a whole different line. If you want there to be more girls playing with Nerf guns, in your ads, show more girls. Or if you want more colors available so that maybe girls or like people will be more drawn to it, release more colors.
Yeah, literally.
No one's forcing you to have that neon orange.
Exactly. And it's like it
fugly.
created such a divide because it's like, oh, girls have Nerf Rebel and boys have Nerf guns.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, and I wanted, okay, so my favorite color was pink and I wanted the bow to be like Katniss. And so like that was perfect for me.
Yeah.
However, just because it worked for some people doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody.
No.
And also, the more that I grow up, the more that I realized that it was like kind of weird.
I knew it from I was a very low key.
You were woke.
Oh yeah.
I had to develop my wokeness more.
No, I was born woke.
You awoke woke.
Exactly. Yeah. But like, no, I don't want to say I was an aggressive child, but I stood firm. Let me repeat. Hermione Granger was my favorite character ever. What I got really into next was Percy Jackson. My favorite character from that was Percy Jackson. I was a very polite child, but I also spoke my mind.
Yeah.
Often. Maybe not to my parents, but to everyone else.
Oh. Yeah. See, I've literally never been that way.
I don't know what happened because I, in high school, stopped being that way. But like, no, like I was like yelling
Societal
at
pressure.
bullies and like I never got bullied. Everyone liked me. Sorry, flex, but
Yeah, literally. Not everyone is as lucky.
Sorry about it. Yeah, no, I was weird. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. Why do you think I wear this hat? It's because I'm weird. Yeah. No, but like I played like Warrior Cats.
One of my best friends in elementary school loved Warrior Cats, and so we would always play Warrior Cats.
Yeah, like okay, every year in elementary school, my like basically entire grade had some version of tag.
Yeah.
Kindergarten, it was Kissy Girls. That was shut down.
Kissy Girls?
Yeah. That was shut down. I don't really know how that happened.
But like you have to kiss each other to tag?
No, it was just like the girls were chasing the boys around.
Oh yeah. Well, in elementary school, it was
yeah.
like if girls were chasing boys, then that meant that they had a crush on them.
Exactly.
And I too,
And
I
vice
chased
versa.
my crush around the playground every day. It was something that we like I had him on lockdown.
I like didn't really have crushes. Like I did, but I didn't. I remember like I would pretend to have crushes on people because my friends all had crushes on people, and so like I remember my like friends had a crush on. Okay, one friend had a crush on this guy. The other friend had a crush on this guy, and they were like a little trio.
Yeah,
and we were kind of a trio. And so I decided to have a crush on the
third guy.
Yeah, exactly. And like we were like in after school programs together. I was also always in after school, before school and after school programs. My elementary school, I lived right across the street. My elementary school started at 9 or 10 a.m. I got there at 7:30 or 8, and we ended at 3 p.m. I left at 6. I lived right across the street.
Working parents be like,
even like I also had like a bunch of babysitters. But like we were always in after school programs, and like me and this kid were like friends, and so I was like, yes, this means I like him.
Yeah. You're like, I enjoy being around you, so I must have a crush on you.
Exactly. And because I decided that I had a crush on him, my face gets very red very easily, and I hate it, and I always have hated it. And so like, even if it's not true, if you accuse me of having a crush on someone, my face will get red. And it's so annoying.
People take it as like it must be true.
Exactly. And I'm like, no, guys, like I'm just embarrassed because you're accusing me of something.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. But like I think my first actual crush was probably on my friend Marina. Shout out Marina. Love you. I thought that she moved to my school in 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was like really jealous and had like really strong emotions.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh,
perhaps I had a crush on her.
I actually want to be around you.
Yeah.
Like a lot. So we started hanging out. And now we're friends. Or then we became friends. And then I moved away. And now we're friends again. And then I realized, oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Literally after coming into your queer identity, recognizing that some of these like infatuations were actually just crushes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I had crushes really easily. Like I've always been, I mean, even now, like it's like, it's so easy for me to find interest in somebody. And so I had a crush on this guy named Andy. And Andy and I would chase him around the playground every single day. And then people would accuse me of liking him, and I would say, no, I don't like him. But whenever he showed me any interest, I'd be like, hey, Andy. But I'm like, 5 years old, right? 5 or 6. And literally we would like draw together and like literally, I had so much fun. And my mom and his mom were like, because I would, and then even after school, because we had a playground like on my school campus. Mm-hmm. So even after school, we would meet up in the playground and I would chase him around the playground.
So you guys were like a thing.
Literally.
Yeah. Low-key, I had a like 2nd grade boyfriend.
Literally. But like he wasn't my boyfriend. Like we weren't like romantic. Like I wasn't, at the time, I wasn't sure if he actually liked me.
Yeah.
I just liked that he gave me attention.
I'm like that.
I was like, I like you and you give me attention and I like that. So we're going to keep it that way.
Fire.
But even when I didn't like my mom, I'm very close with my mom.
Yeah.
And I've always been very close with my mom. And so like whenever I had a crush on anyone, I would always tell her first.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I would be like, guess who I like now. And so it came to the point though, for like whenever I find so much enjoyment in romance that now, like whenever I didn't actually have a crush on somebody, I would pick like 3 or 4 people maybe, and then like shuffle between them.
What?
Yeah. Because it's like I wanted my days to be interesting, and being romantically interested in somebody was interesting to me. So I would just like, I'd be like, well, you're cute enough and you're nice, and so you're okay. And I would like choose like which boys to have crushes on. Like there's this one time I chose this guy named Dave, and like I did not like him, but I just chose him because he was nice enough, and I convinced myself that I was interested in him because I was like, I wanted somebody.
That's how I ended up dating someone sophomore year.
Well, I never dated anybody like that. Like I've always had crushes, but I've only had 3 relationships. So it's like, I like to keep my options open, I guess.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't do that. I rarely get crushes on people. Even now, you have to like really catch my eye. And usually I don't like someone unless they like me first. And usually if I like someone, we start dating. And it's only because they liked me first. And I got confirmation that they liked me.
Yeah. And then you're like,
I was
okay.
Like, okay, yeah, like we can try. And then I get really attached most times. Well, 2 out of 3.
Yeah. So
second guy thought I was
he's an anomaly.
He's a nice guy. Yeah, no, I like don't get crushes like that. That's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
And also like my mother is not the person that I would go to about that.
Really?
If I liked someone, that shit was on lockdown.
No, my mom was always my confidant. Like I would always like, because then I could go to her and she would be like, well, when I liked a boy growing up, like I would used to do this, or like I used to do that. Like she would give me like advice on like what to do or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like it was so easy to tell her about
That's
things.
beautiful. I love my mother. Would never talk to her about that
romance?
stuff. No. Even like, I think the last conversation we had about romance was when I started dating my ex. And it was just strange.
Yeah.
She's not good at it. Like those kinds of talks.
Yeah.
Once again, she like didn't grow up with like a lot of like girlfriends.
Yeah.
And she was kind of like a quote unquote cool girl.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I don't want to say like pick me, but like girls are too much drama.
Yeah, I see.
So yeah, I no.
Yeah.
Wouldn't really do that. Yeah, and also just did not get crushes enough to do that.
That's valid. I mean, yeah. I mean, my mom grew up with a brother, which gave her a very different perspective on like siblinghood. Like there's a lot of things that we disagree on about men. And
Really?
yeah. And like, I mean, she also did grow up in like the 80s in Serbia.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
I
But,
think yeah, growing up with brothers,
It changed. It does change your perspective about things.
absolutely.
Like, and especially because like I wasn't close with my cousins either.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really have like my dad was the only boy in my life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was outnumbered. My 2 cousins, guys. My 2 brothers, guys. My dad, guy. And then there's my mom and me. And our pets were always girls.
I've always gravitated more towards girls. I mean, now,
Yeah.
like, I'm very selective of, like, the men that I keep in my life. But it's, like, it's not even on purpose necessarily. I think
Yeah.
it's just, like, I think I'm subconsciously more biased towards women.
Oh,
And
fire.
It definitely has come through, like, honestly, that's one of the things that I really liked about Barbie.
Yeah.
So, like, growing up, we both played with dolls. I watched, like, all of the Barbie movies.
Well, yes.
And like Barbie was such an inspiration to me.
Yeah.
I loved her. And like I was really into mermaids. And
Yeah.
so there's this one movie called Barbie A Mermaid Tale, and it's when she's a surfer and she turns into a mermaid.
I love that one.
It's such a good movie.
I love that one.
And she's
That's
like
the one that
such
I rewatched the most.
Yes, Merlia
Yes.
Summers.
When I did my pink streaks, I thought of her.
Yes, literally. Thank you, Merlia. But Barbie is such an inspiration.
I
And
love
something
her.
that I liked that they did, or like on the same note, like I feel like Barbie was always a powerful female character, and I didn't really think about it super consciously until I was like older.
Yeah.
And especially when Disney stopped putting princes in their movies, or like less.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Frozen being more about sisterhood.
exactly,
Even
and it's like
Rapunzel being more
Rapunzel,
about, like, her freedom.
yeah, exactly. And so it's like in those moments, like that's when I was like really feeling the emphasis on like being a girl without a man. You know what I mean? And it definitely continued with the whole like, I mean, Disney princesses in general are like really influential, I think. Like Rapunzel and I mean, well, Rapunzel herself is like really powerful. Yeah. And like she's like, I feel like she's so spunky, but she still has like feminine features. And like she, like the braid, like part of the thing. So usually like growing up, it was like if you're a girly girl, then you like abide by standards, and then if you're like a tomboy, then you don't. But I like that Rapunzel's kind of like the combination of the two, because it was really influential to me as a child to be like, oh, I can be tough and still be feminine.
She, I had a friend growing up who like actually she was pretty much just a tomboy. She just had longer hair, but like I remember she would always like run around on the wood chips without her shoes.
Ooh, I would not do that.
That hurt. I don't know how she did that.
No, literally not.
But good for her. Yeah, no, I loved Rapunzel so much. Jasmine too was another huge one for me.
Mm-hmm. Genuinely, like, I don't know, powerful. And even though Jasmine had Aladdin, like she was never shown to be like any less powerful.
No.
Like she was the one that said no to her dad.
Yeah.
She turned down the genie.
Yeah.
Like she
saved Aladdin's ass.
Literally.
Like when Jafar was like doing that whole thing and she came in with
Oh my god. Oh boy, do I remember that.
Oh boy, do I remember that. Yeah, I loved that scene and I loved that movie.
Yeah.
Growing up. Anyways.
Yeah, but
and like I loved the Monster High stories. I loved the dolls. I thought that they were so cool.
Yeah, genuinely. And like, so also growing up, I grew up watching Disney Channel. And so like, I loved Selena Gomez. She was like, I mean, first I discovered her through Alex from Wizards of Waverly Place, but then I like started paying attention to her like as Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I wanted to be her so bad. Like she was like my icon. I thought she was so, because she was like known to be so kind.
Yeah.
But she was still like a powerful,
a
like
baddie.
Literally like a powerful woman. And like, I mean, I was really involved in her romance with Justin Bieber.
Oh dear God.
I was not a Bieber. I was not a believer.
Yeah. I never was a believer.
I was like a Selena Gomez fan. Like I was like, I only cared about him because I cared about her. But she was just like, I mean, even to this day, well, she is a billionaire, so it's like, you know, not
and look
not
at her relationship now.
great. Well, I have no idea who Benny Blanco is. Like,
a loser.
He's also like super successful though. Like it's like seeing someone
like,
do.
You can be successful and a loser.
That's true. That's true. I wouldn't know. Now, honestly, I pay attention to her less than I think I have, like in my life. And so it's like I can't speak highly of billionaires in any sense.
No.
But I think that it's so powerful how like I don't know, like how she still acted as like she had that spunk to her, but she never was any less feminine. Like she'd always wear high-heeled boots, her hair was done, her makeup was done, but she was still like, she's kind of like you. Like it's like she got attitude to her. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like you don't take stuff from people as easily as like I would. And so it's like, I don't know.
Depends on who you ask.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, it's like she's got a very like understanding atmosphere to her. Yeah. And I really liked that. And then also Emma Watson, we talked about Hermione. Loved Emma Watson. She was known to be like super intelligent.
Yes.
Intelligent girls were like ones that I like being smart was something that was really important to me.
Yes. And she was like a really big feminist. And I, once again, was born woke. Like,
yeah, literally, you were born woke.
No, genuinely, like I was feminist from day one. And so I rode hard with Emma Watson, man hater. Like, actually, no, like I wasn't really,
misandrist.
I was just a really hard feminist.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to treat you the same for the most part.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
valid.
I'll be a little meaner, but
yeah. But other than that, it'll be the same.
Yeah. I think a really big inspiration for me growing up was one of my babysitters too. My babysitter, her name was Robin. I loved her so much. I had a lot of babysitters growing up. Both my parents like worked full time and then some, and like traveled a bunch. And Robin was definitely the one that we had for the longest amount of time. She was blonde.
Love that.
I love blondes are a huge influence on me.
Yeah.
Granted, most of the blondes that I look up to are guys, but they're like girly pop, so it's okay. But Robin was like super nerdy but cool, and she was gorgeous, and she was an actress, and she was super into How to Train Your Dragon, and she took my brother and I to How to Train Your Dragon 2, and she was in full cosplay as Astrid. And that is like something that I found so cool.
Yeah.
I always loved like when people were like kind of strange.
Yeah.
One of my other babysitters who also worked at my preschool.
I love that.
I think her name was like Ashley or something. For Halloween one year, she was a vampire and she had white contacts and red hair, and she like had dyed her hair red. I thought she was so cool.
You're like, this girl, she speaks to me.
Exactly. And like, just Robin was like, just so kind and like smart and funny and like really, I think made like a really big impact on me. Especially because like she treated my brother and I like the same. Mm-hmm. She was kind of like an older sister to me, but also like not.
Yeah.
Ugh, miss you. I hope you're doing well in Columbus, Ohio. Shout out. The one time I went to Columbus was for you, Queen. I love you.
Shout out Ashley and Robin.
For real.
Literally, I have to assume that I took inspiration from my older sister. I can't specifically remember. I remember my older cousin was like more, I don't want to say like cool,
Yeah.
but like maybe in my head she was just cooler.
Mm.
So like, but that was like, I think from age like 12, that's when I like really wanted to be like her, because I was like, oh, she's so cool. Like she hangs out. Well, she was like in high school and she was hanging out with like 20-year-olds and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it's like it's pretty normalized over there. Like it's a very different atmosphere. Like my mom was like
also the
14
2010s.
hanging out with like 20-year-olds. Like
There's
it's
also
really
the 80s.
normalized. Yeah. It's really, really normalized over there to like hang out with people that are much older than you.
That was also,
Especially when it's men, actually, which I think is interesting.
that was pretty normal here in the
But-
2000s and 2010s.
Yeah. But I thought she was so cool for that, because I was like, wow, her friends are older, like, you know, all these tons of awesome things. And I was like, I don't know, she just seems so nice. It's just like, I feel like, I don't know, I think I've always admired women that are like maybe more outspoken than I am, or like like maybe stronger, like are stronger willed than I am. I don't know. I guess I love kindness. Like I love being perceived as a kind person, but when I was growing up, the perception of being tough was really important to me, I think.
Yeah.
And that has kind of like disintegrated as I've grown older.
I think I really get that, honestly, because like, yeah, I mean, another huge inspiration for me was Buffy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Yeah.
and Veronica Mars, played by Kristen Bell from Veronica Mars.
Yeah.
Who are both like very sassy and very powerful.
Yeah.
Like they just are. And I think, yeah, like being tough was really important to me, because I knew that like I was different from my guy friends and like the guys in my life, but I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
And like I was raised fairly gender neutrally, but like not perfectly, of course, because it was the early 2010 or
Yeah.
early 2000s.
And
like
people aren't perfect.
and
all
people aren't
that.
perfect, and like I don't think my parents were trying to raise us gender neutrally.
Yeah.
They were just trying to raise us.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, but yeah, I think being kind was always really important. Other people being kind, the golden rule,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a big thing.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
It's like what is
Treat
it?
others how
The way
you
you
wish
want
to
to be treated. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like even now I really like people who I perceive to be like more outspoken, tougher, more authentic than myself, because I in high school was like a huge people pleaser.
Yeah.
And have been like trying to like not be like that anymore.
Yeah.
So I totally get it.
Literally. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's the drawing line between kindness and like being a pleaser.
Yeah. I mean, it's the difference between being kind and being nice.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. And like the more that I grow, like I used to be kind of ashamed that like kindness was like the first thing that I did. Like it's
Yeah.
like my initial thing is to be nice to people, because even when people were mean to me, I would not be mean back. And it's like, but you know what? I'm really glad, like I think maybe in moments I should have maybe stood up for myself, but I think that being mean was never the solution, because whenever I would be, even if if someone was like horrible to me,
Yeah.
if I said something mean back to them, I would feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
And it's not worth it feeling bad about yourself to like spite somebody else. Like it's not. If you feel like you are a kind person and you want to stay a kind person and you don't feel comfortable being mean, that's okay. However,
that is so okay.
there is a line, like don't let yourself get walked on.
No. And like
You can kindly say no,
yeah.
but like, yeah, that's a whole other topic though.
Yeah. But also if you feel the call to be mean and someone really deserves it, it's okay. And
Yeah.
you should tell yourself that it's okay.
And
to
people
do
aren't
that.
exactly, and people aren't perfect. And
No.
so it's like we're
'Cause
going to be growing.
Yeah. I have wrung some people out. And sometimes I feel a little guilty after, but only if they deserve it. Like truly deserve it.
Yeah.
I've yelled at 2 people in my life. One of them was when one of my friends was like had like alcohol poisoning
Yeah.
and could not like speak or do anything. And so my dad drove me, my ex, to go pick her up. And the friend who I yelled at was like just gonna leave her with us and like go join the party. No, you are getting in the car. You are coming to my house. You are helping the friend that you took out with your friends.
Literally.
You are not leaving her. Yes, I will take care of her, but you are going to be a good friend and act like you care.
Yeah, literally. You are going to stay.
Yeah. And the second time was when my ex of 5 years cheated on me.
Yeah.
Which I think is valid.
Yeah.
And I used to be like an Instagram comments warrior.
I love that. See, I'm afraid to like post bad things on my, like powerful things sometimes on my own Instagram. Like on my own story, because I'm like, what if someone swipes up and starts arguing with me? Because I do not want anybody to argue with me.
Oh, no. I started arguments like, because once again, I am the woker.
Yeah. I am the woker.
Born the woker. When I had access to the internet, I was like, you were posting something that was morally wrong, more conservative.
Yeah.
Or did not respect like other people's lives.
Yeah.
Oh, I was mad and you were gonna know it. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
See, that's so interesting. I would just unadd them. It's like you don't align with my values. Goodbye.
No, I'd keep following them, but I would tell them that they're wrong and why they're wrong, and say that they should change and think about why they are the way they are. And yeah, like I loved to argue as a kid.
I was friends with this guy in elementary school. He was actually one of my best friends in elementary school. And now he's like low-key a Republican or like maybe high-key Republican. I'm not sure. I unadded him. Anyways, so I unadded him. There you go. But I remember like him and I would be the people that would get into the most arguments. And I kind of learned that like some people are just unconvincible. You know what I mean? Because he would never agree with me.
No.
The conversation would end because I would either be like, we can agree to disagree because I am done arguing.
Yeah.
Or like something would happen which would force us to end our conversation.
Yeah. No. Some people just argue for the sake of argument's sake. Like I had this friend in middle school who he and I would just always argue. And I knew that he didn't believe in the things that he was arguing for. He was just playing devil's advocate and it would piss me off. But at the same time, I'd let him do it.
Yeah.
Because I like to argue.
Yeah. I just like, and that's why you're going to law school.
Exactly.
And that's why, like, literally the prospect of getting to an argument is like making me nervous.
It makes me excited. I like, do you ever like in the shower, like think about what you could have said better in like an argument?
I am much smarter. See, here's my thing. I like to say that I'm stupid first and smart second. And that also comes out during arguments. People start to argue with me and I forget everything. Every single thing I've ever learned, all of my takes, I don't know them. I've never known them. And then like an hour after, then I'm like, okay. That's why I'm good at writing argumentative essays.
Yeah.
Because I can put thought and time into them. But an argument, absolutely not. I'm going to lose 100% of the time, probably.
If it's in person, I'll probably end up saying something meaner than what I meant to.
Also that.
Yeah.
I tend to speak, if someone pisses me off, I tend to speak whatever comes first.
Yeah.
And so it's like, sometimes I say things that I don't mean. And so I would much rather, that's why also like text arguments, I turn off my phone and I put my phone down.
Really?
I'll tell the person, I'm like, we can talk about this and like, you want to argue? Let's talk about this in person. And I turn my phone off.
Wow, you are so much stronger than me.
I can't. It's just like, I don't want to do this. It's like, why am I going to argue with you about a topic and I can't read your face? I can't read your tone. This argument over text makes it 5 times harder for me. I'm not doing that. We're talking in person. Also, people will be ruthless over the phone. If you will text me what you feel, you will tell me what you feel. Period.
Yeah.
That's my standard. Like, it's like, if you can only feel genuinely though, but it's like, if you can only talk to me through text messaging, then we're not actually friends. That's just how it is. Sorry, but that's what I believe. And so I just don't do text message arguments anymore.
Wow.
I just can't do it anymore. I genuinely can't do it.
Good for you. I'm like, sometimes I like itch for...
See, but that's when you go on Instagram.
Well, yeah, no, I like don't have like the same energy to like fight in comments anymore. I don't want to do all that. Someone's gonna dox me.
You're so real. And a public Instagram too.
Like, I have a spam. I'll repost everything that I want to on my story, like whatever. But like, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
We really derailed. Sorry, I got so into arguments. And
I know. But you know,
our different upbringings have brought us to different outcomes, and I think that is
we're so similar and yet so different.
So different. Yeah,
yeah,
literally. And I don't know. I love seeing like the comparisons at how like everything goes. But thank you so much for listening to our episode today.
Thank you for listening to our episode about girlhood.
I mean, honestly, like growing. It's true though. Like growing up, like all of our experiences are connected to growing up being a girl.
Yeah,
like that's just how our brains are wired.
So much more that I could talk about.
Genuinely, it would take up hours of content. Yeah, I mean, it could be a part 1.
This could be a part 1. We'll let you know. All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.